Hey guys, what's up here? This is Mario with another review, this time on the Sonic X Metal Force figures. First is Shadow. His weapon is different from the other guys because his weapon is a sword. Next is Sonic. Sonic with his staff, or a Chaos Emerald on a stick. Next is Knuckles with his weapon, the staff, or a Chaos Emerald on a stick. And Tails with his weapon that has a little more detail than Sonic and Knuckles' his staff. I'll show you that later, but that's his weapon. These guys are about 5 inches tall. They're really good. The paint that they use on them are really shiny, and they were only available in KB Toys back in the day. Okay, so let's start the review off with Shadow, being the first one right down here on the packaging. I'm gonna go by them with that order. Okay, so here's Shadow. Let's see, pretty good. You can see how the red thing is shiny, which is really good. Here's a side view of him, his shoes, view of the side, another view of the side, and that. See, he has his tail in the back. You can see that. Things that people don't like about this Shadow figure is his head, because it uses the Megabot head instead of the UK fixed Space Fighter Shadow head. Nobody really liked this head because of the way that he looked with that stupid grin on his face. His hands, everything that's white on this figure except for the eyes is shiny, which is really cool. It stands out from most Sonic figures because it's very different. Here's his weapon, the sword. Really nice. Only different weapon that Shadow has. Next is Sonic. And same thing about with Shadow. Sonic has his Megabot head, which is okay. There really doesn't need any change. His head has that shiny paint on there. Not sure if you can really see it or not. His hands are both shiny paint. Take him over here. Here's a better view of him. There's his button over there, so his hand lights up over here. And here's a side view. You can see he has his tail still attached to him. And here's the other side of him, the other hand. Really cool figure. Before I start Knuckles off, I want to point out that mine has a mistake, which you could go on sonicgear.org. My Metal Force Knuckles is there with the error, and here it is. Yeah, his dreadlocks are starting to come off his like eyes or something. I don't know, it's really strange. Here's his gloves. His shoes are really cool. Something different. His hand, where you put the staff in. Here's his weapon. And here he is. Now this Knuckles for some reason has the UK Knuckles Megabot head for some reason, and it kind of looks better than this one. I mean, Knuckles would have had a giant head because the Megabot head is so much bigger than this one. Here's the side, his tail, the little joint. And here's the other side where you put the staff in his hand. Pretty good Knuckles figure. Very, very, very good. Last but not least is Tails. Same thing with my Knuckles figures. Tails kind of has the same mistake as Knuckles. You could always see it on Sonic here, that his kind of mouth or nose piece is starting to come off. You can see that under his left eye. Really strange. His hand is shiny, and so is his other hand. His foot too, and in the back are his tails. And here is his weapon. Unlike Sonic and Knuckles, his thing has a little points coming up on the stick. And there's a picture of him. It's pretty nice. Here's the side weapon. I'm not sure if you could see it, but the bottom of the staff has like two tails, like kind of like tails when he's running. He's nice and shiny. Here's the side view of his tails. See that over there? And here's the other side. Very, very cool Tails figure. Well, that's my review. This set is very, very unusual for Sonic figures because, you know, at the time when these came out, nobody really kind of knew why they made these or why they had these suits on. They had to do nothing with Sonic X in the show, but Toy Island kind of just made their own thing. And these are repaints of the Space Fighters. These are kind of like if you miss the Space Fighters, you could just grab these guys, which are kind of a little better, but they don't have their helmet accessory. These are really cool. The pros and cons. The pro, the paint that they use is really, really cool. I like it. Another pro is that Shadow has a much better weapon than Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, which is so much better, and it actually holds in place better than the staffs. Now, here's a con, that the staffs usually don't stay in the hands of these guys. They usually tend to fall out. If you want to make it stay there, you would have to glue it, but it would be permanent and ruin the figure. A pro on these guys is the way that they look. I mean, these suits are so much better than the Space Fighter suit. It looks a little more darkish, though, but it still looks good. A con before buying these guys is bad paint. You always want to look out for that. Another con is, like I had with my Knuckles and Tails, if you ever see it, or with Tails, if you see that. These guys are really nice figures. I will put links in the description to get these guys on eBay or Amazon. This is Mario signing off. Have a good day.